Oh, it's happening in the background.
Excellent connection. You're live. Oh, we're live. Yeah, we're live, bro.
Oh, we're live right now?
It's legit. Yeah, 8 seconds in.
Oh, so is it backtracked?
Yeah, it's a little behind schedule.
But we are live.
Yeah, we are live. We're here, man.
We're live right now, right here, and today...
Wait, this is my show. I'm supposed to do that.
Yeah. But we're live?
We're fucking live.
We're on? Let's do it.
Yeah, so here's the deal. Here's the deal. That's one of those things I say. Maybe I just do it on my show because I didn't say it on your show. It's like when I'm trying to be in charge and fucking tell you what's going on, I say, here's the deal.
Hell yeah. Oh, that's so weird. You just said that.
Shout out to Pops. My Pops, he says, here's the deal. That's where I got it from. So, yeah, we can just, like, it's one of those kind of episodes. We can't play the actual music. People get weirded out. YouTube tries to pull us down, but we're just going to bring it in we're going to make it hot in here. You know what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Gwinnett, he came down and he got me hyped. We've already done his podcast. Go check it out right now on YouTube. It's A Time Shared. The episode with us on it won't actually be up and running today, but nonetheless, go check out the channel. Check out A Time Shared. Support the channel. I had your ad. Again, I'm just not prepared, so I could run your ad, obviously.
Oh, no, it's straight.
Yeah, but I mean, you're here.
I'm here in the flesh.
What the fucking ad? We got the real deal in the house. So, yeah, so what we do here on Inspired Distraction is something we're still figuring out. But the key point is we want to have conversations with anybody and everybody to promote following your dreams and growing, becoming a better person each and every day, every step of the way. So I just want to thank you for coming on the show and being with us today. Everybody, it's Charbel Milan.
Thank you. Yes. This shit's dope, man.
Yeah, so, and I like to go around a little bit.
Oh, do we have to do that every time?
What, just whenever you want to say what you want?
Oh, so then punch this, just go, okay, all right, bad.
Nah, you can say fuck.
Oh, you can? Oh, okay.
I just think it's fun.
It's hilarious, it is.
Adds a little pizzazz.
Bad.
Or, if you want to hit a little, I don't know how much you've watched the show, but something we look out for here on Inspired Distraction is what we call Shingbaka moments. And so if the time calls, you might just hear Shingbaka. Yeah, so
this is awesome.
Big shout out to Chris Greene. Don't forget the E for that soundbite there. And yeah, there's some other ones I have. Like when we start the show, I think this might be how I start it from now on.
I'm ready.
Big shout out to all the SpongeBob fans out there.
Yes.
Were you a SpongeBob fan?
Oh, Jesus. I'd expect you to kick me out this place if I wasn't a SpongeBob fan.
Oh, fuck. I got the
SpongeBob fan. You got the jewel.
The jewel on scene.
The jewel.
On set. Hell yeah.
Sweet. So we're on.
So you fuck with SpongeBob. This is where it's going right now.
I fuck with SpongeBob. I just want to take a moment and let the people watching know that you put a lot of work into this, man. Like, I just saw the cold start, and you do a lot. Like, I actually admire it because it makes what I do, not what I do literally, but the technical process,
right,
like a child. Like, you do a lot. This is really professional, man. So anyone who's watching this, we got to appreciate that. We got to take a moment to appreciate that. So where's the... Yes.
Hey.
Yes. Shout out Inspired Distraction.
Hey, thank you. I always love to pat myself on the back. That's what I did this. That's why I started this shit, so I could just fucking make myself feel good.
Yeah, just be you. I like it.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Just know, look, this is the universe. We're making the universe happen right now.
Right? We're just creating.
Yeah.
So, man.
So we were watching this shit on TV last night, and there was these fish that had wings. You seen these fish?
No.
They've got a name. See, and this is what I love to do.
So
Right.
they've been found?
Fuck.
Like, this is the actual fish with wings? It happened?
Yeah, we're gonna look it up right now, and the people are gonna get to see it. So we're gonna go ahead over here, and
Fish with wings.
oh wait, okay, I'm just guys. I just started this show, which is why I didn't have this ready when we first started.
Bro, let me tell Jake. He has to.
All right. We're gonna make that smaller. We don't want to totally leave the scene, but we don't want to, be all up in the biz when we're trying to show some information to the people.
Yeah. Yo, by the way, shout out Seamus. Big supporter of A Time Shared.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. Shout out Seamus. Great guy.
Seamus, if you're watching.
Yeah, dude. Great guy. Big supporter.
I'll have to meet him.
A lot of love. Yeah, you should. Well, he doesn't live in the state, but.
Oh, well, whenever he comes down, fucking bring him on.
Yeah, we'll bring him on, dude. This guy can build the hell out of a computer. It's crazy. Yeah, man. He's really good. Very talented guy.
Wait, bro. This was terrible. What does that say?
No background, red eye.
Yeah, that's what we want.
Hey, man, if I didn't have my glasses on, I'd be right next to you.
Yeah, it can be, and it didn't happen until I got a little older, actually. That's how you know you're actually getting old. You're not old yet, bro. You're 21. Like,
so you want to know something good on that topic?
what?
I had a really good friend of mine back in high school, right? Well, if she ever sees this, she'll know who I'm talking about. But pretty much,
Yeah.
bro, she came up with a fantastic theory that to this day I think is the reason. So all right, it was me, her, and then these two other girls, and we had a really good friend group. We would always
Boom.
Hey,
wait, we got some love on here.
Yeah, man, we got some love.
That's you?
No.
How's it going? What does that say?
It says
Glitched?
Yeah, it says glitched.
Yo, what's up?
Hell
Thanks
yeah.
for showing some love. Who are you? Tell us, please.
Glitched.
Glitched. Have we met in person? Do I know you? Or do you know Charbel?
Hey, whoever glitch is, thank you. But yeah, anyway, so back to what I was saying, man.
Good point.
She came up with this theory, right? That using eye drops consistently to not come home looking like an idiot.
Right.
And get caught with your parents, right? She was like, maybe because we all got glasses within like the same 4-month period, all four of us. And none of our parents really wear glasses. It was like some weird situation. And she was like, maybe it's because we're all putting eye drops in all the time to avoid getting caught. And I was like, oh my God, she's so right. Because you're only supposed to put eye drops in when you really need them. Like when I was growing up, man, the only time I used eye drops was when I'd come back from the pool and my eyes would be like hurting from the chlorine. My mom would put some eye drops in my eyes and it was a big deal. Like, ooh, eye drops. But then, I don't know.
So I just blanked out. What was the theory?
That us using eye drops consistently to not get caught by our parents is the reason we all ended up getting glasses. Within the same.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
That's interesting.
Interesting.
I was never a huge eye drop guy. I think I
had to be.
Well, I got to a point where or maybe I thought I was so good at smoking weed that my eyes wouldn't get red. Or I just started to not even worry about it. Like, it's like, fuck it. If they're red, they're red. I've seen people whose eyes are red all the time.
Yeah, you're right.
And they don't smoke weed. They don't do anything like that. It's just some people have it, some people don't. Okay, something weird is happening with these screens.
I want to know who this glitched person is.
Yeah, that's a great question. If my screen was working the way it's supposed to.
See, no one's hit me up. It's not.
I could actually tell you, but see, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, it's not anyone I know.
This is terrible.
Is it? No.
No.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Yeah, because, like, why is this not coming up on my screen? Oh, there it is. See, it's hidden over there. All right, as much as I hate it, I'm going to have to. Sorry, viewers.
Hey, it's dope that it just kind of drops down in the bottom like that.
Yeah, but it should see. Look, see how these two screens are like.
So, yeah, they're in sync.
Something's wrong, and that's not what it's supposed to be.
Huh.
I might have. Okay, if anybody can see the screen right now.
You're probably having the mirror.
Yeah, we're going to do a quick little tutorial on how to make sure your screens are set up properly. 132. Extended.
Huh.
Okay, so it looks right. So it's something within OBS, which is causing this issue. So, restore chat. Unable. What? Oh, man. Did we lose a fan?
We lost a fan. No, they'll be back because the content is fantastic.
That's a good point. Oh, wait. Here we go. Yeah, they know you, bro.
Oh, that's Seamus. Shout out Seamus. I told you, man. This is the guy.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for being with us. Thanks for bearing with us through these technical difficulties.
Yeah, shout out Seamus because, you know, that man is just he's just supportive in a genuine way. And it's kind of weird because you can just feel that he just really does enjoy the content. Like he's a real supporter. Before any of the episode 1, man, this guy texted me in like 2 minutes watching your video. It's great. I was like, you know what? This is a guy.
Yeah, I told you there's I have somebody like that. His name's Lance. And it's
Shout out Lance.
It's nice to have people around us that like literally just support what we're doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Seamus, thank you so much. Lance, obviously. Thank you, bro.
Lance.
And I'm going to maybe figure out how to fix this. I don't know that I can, but we're going to do the best. All right. So, yeah. Okay, this is working. Let's try it. Here we are, live on the internet. And we're going to look up fish with wings. Because this, I mean, I'm all about tackling the hard, difficult questions in life. Last night around midnight, we found ourselves, pondering some of those questions. And it's about evolution, existence, life. Like, for one, okay, is this it? Like, is this the only fucking experience of this life thing that we get? Do the fish with wings get another opportunity to experience it, like, in a different form, or is that it for them? They just happen to, like, even though there's a bazillion of them, there's 8 billion of us humans, but
let me grab the jewel.
Keep dropping the jewels.
The jewel.
Dropping jewels on this thing.
Do you hit the jewel on the?
Yeah. That's why I got it
on the show.
I do. I mean, I don't do it a lot because normally I get carried away talking shit and I forget to hit it. But yeah,
I like this battery.
Feel free. The battery is actually a funny story.
I'll hit the jewel. Why not? This is a jewel device. Yeah. Well, no, jewels. No, this is a Wake pen. I'm just kidding.
Here, you know what?
Shout out Wake pen, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, I actually saw that episode. Yeah, big shout out to Wake pen.
Yeah, and shout out Patrick for putting some in my hand, man. Fantastic.
Hell yeah. Fish. I like to look at shit on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. Mainly because it's like we can talk about a flying fish all day, but like until you see this shit fly, it's just not the same thing. And we want to be able to hear this. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, maybe I can do it from here. See, with having my main screen as the one with this in the background, kind of makes things trickier. You see audio there?
Huh.
Or where would it be?
You know, that is a good question. Yeah, why not? Right there, sound.
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go. Perfect.
Boom.
Okay, now okay, it should work. The people can hear it, we can hear it. That's what we want. Yeah.
I found Google's IT support program.
Shit. Sorry, we can't do that. They'll try to kick us off.
their cover blown. Escape seems impossible.
Oh shit, here it comes. Oh shit.
But these particular fish have a
What?
unique ability.
Bro, that's evolution, like
Are you kidding me right now?
in the flesh. What the fuck?
Wait a minute. What?
They're flying fish.
Flying fish. I love that music. Gets me fucking hyped.
It's like life. Music of life.
The music of life. They have no idea that we're watching them from afar. They're just doing their fucking thing. Oh shit.
With an extra thrust from their tails.
So I'm confused.
The flying
Do they
fish get
glide
more
or
once
can they
more.
actually fly?
Nah, they're just gliding. But they as he just said, they give a little thrust from their tail, and then
With a good wind, they can glide for hundreds of meters.
okay, hundreds of meters.
Jeez. They're getting to work.
Yeah.
You know how confused I would be if
Did you try this?
Huh,
Wake-
yeah, it was
you tried the wake pin?
The
Did
wake
you hit it long
pen.
enough? It takes a little bit of a hit. I mean,
Does it?
yeah, it's
We'll
like
call it a what's that other company? A Views? No. Huh. I always mess this one up.
because I didn't see any smoke come out. Like, if you don't have a little cloud, then I don't think you did it right.
Yeah, right. I'm
See-
a bitch if I don't have a cloud. I'm a fucking bitch. Does that not work right?
Well, you said fucking, and like if I was to choose, I would think fucking would be the word you'd bleep out, not bitch.
Yeah, right.
I'm a bitch, or you're a bitch, or you're a. Yeah, didn't work.
Right, Jerry Springer episode.
Yeah, where the beeps don't match up with any, like nobody's cussing and you just hear random beeps.
Okay, bet. So, man,
So now we're
You
in
s-
it
you
to
said
win
s-
it.
what's up?
Sorry, go ahead.
You said something earlier when we were on my show, and it just didn't resonate well with me. So,
Oh shit. Oh, Garyvee.
yeah.
Garyvee. Anybody who watches Garyvee? Cool. I watch him too.
I do too.
Yeah, he says often, he's said this, that there's 25-year-old life coaches that haven't even lived life. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Trying to tell me how to live life, and you haven't even really lived life.
Okay.
That's his theory. He thinks it's
So here's where I disagree with it. I don't see if you're trying to give advice on marriage and you haven't been married, on having kids and you haven't had kids, being an accountant for a high-level corporate firm and you've never done, then of course not. But as far as life, like how to live life, how to feel fulfilled, how to be happy, how to feel like your actions are leading to success, I feel like age has nothing to do with that because I've achieved a lot of those things at a very, very early age, and it wasn't because I watched YouTube. It was because life, it threw a bunch of curveballs at me, and you don't catch them. People think, yeah, you got to get really good at catching the curveball. No, you get smacked in the face. You get really good at dealing with the pain of getting smacked in the face, the confusion as to why did I have to get smacked in the face, and then eventually you get to the point where you're like, okay, what am I going to do with this? Am I going to play the victim my whole life? Am I just going to let every situation that's happened to me cause me to continue to give myself more reason why I can't succeed?
right.
So that's why I challenge you 25-year-old, because I feel like, yeah, I'm 21 years old right now, and I've sat down and spoke with people who are 40, 50, 60, and they haven't reached certain conclusions that me and you touched on earlier.
That's fair. Can I play devil's advocate?
Do it.
I mean, oh yeah, by the way, something I learned about in the film class. This is what we do here on Inspired Distraction. When a thought hits me, I can't just let it go like everybody else in the world. I've got to follow that distraction. But I'll get back to the point. What I learned in film class is there's this thing they call, I don't know. The screen is split into thirds. So you got to take into account visually each third of the screen. So as we can see, we had a lot going on in the upper half to the upper 2/3, but this is why I added this down here, because I feel like it fills out that lower third a little better than I was doing previously.
Huh. That's nice.
Okay, so as devil's advocate, to say somebody can't give life advice at 25 because they haven't lived life, really the question comes down to, what kind of life advice are you giving? I mean, the questions we touched on earlier, which were, those were what I would call like the essential questions, like about being and just existing in general. But I think there's other questions that people may ask, or like, you said it yourself. You didn't have to go on YouTube, right? You had to get smacked in the face. So I think Garyvee's thing is, like, you can't go on YouTube to learn the shit you need to learn. There's nobody who can tell you what you need to know. Well, I guess except for him, right? But
what is that,
But he doesn't say that directly.
Right.
He's just telling his story, which is he just learned the way he learned. But he didn't have YouTube around. So
let me throw a twist, right?
Twist it up.
So you apparently can't be 25 years old and give advice about life. And this is where I'm going to get very philosophical. What's your idea of life? What is life to you? Because for somebody who grew up and was blessed, they had both their parents, they had didn't struggle financially, they didn't necessarily struggle in a social aspect, making friends. Their concept of life and their concept of struggles are way different than somebody like me or you, who didn't necessarily grow up having both their parents in the house, who didn't necessarily always have financial stability, and who didn't always... What I'm trying to say is, I feel like we are a combination of our life experiences, right? So,
oh yeah.
So if we are a combination of our life experiences, if you're 60, 70, that doesn't just give you credit to be wise, because what if you haven't done shit? What if you haven't experienced anything? What if your life has been a nice, steady breeze? And here's the thing. That's the kind of thing that I plan to have for, like, if I have kids, or if I'm ever a guardian, or if you want that person's life to be smooth and calm and not worried about anything. But if you're in the position where you've struggled constantly and you've continued to have to overcome obstacles just to be even with certain people around you, I feel like that you have a lot more advice to give, and that you've learned a lot more than somebody who's the exact same age as you, but they haven't gone through those same things. The same way that positive experiences, right? If someone's gone through, if Justin Bieber walked in here right now, right?
Right.
His advice on life would be way different, because his life has been way different versus somebody. So he could be like, oh, when you're in XYZ situation, don't let this, or this get to your head. Don't let this, or this do that. And that would be, oh, okay, I'm getting insight from someone who's experienced something, right? So I feel like if you have no credit, you can't really give advice. But if you have credit, and I don't mean like credit that is public that people can go check out, but like between you and yourself, if you've experienced certain things in life, you've been involved in certain sports, whatever it is that you're talking about, if you have that going for you, it doesn't matter how old you are. You can be, okay, yeah, you want to be like older than like 18 at least. You want to have your personality kind of developed, but that changes constantly too. I just mean that there's no, oh, he's 25. What does he know about running a business? Oh, he's XYZ. I had a guy on my show yesterday who's 20, and he runs a restaurant completely. Yeah. And then the time before that, I had a guy on who's like 22, and this guy has 23. He has 850 students, and has probably, I don't even know how much that he flips in real estate, but the guy left my house to go make 15 grand in 45 days.
Yeah, I saw that one.
So for
that's
someone...
crazy. That's crazy.
But no, he's 23, so he can't give me advice about life. I don't like that concept, because that's... Like, I know Garyvee's story, kind of. I know, you know.
I guess here's the thing. I think this is where he's coming from. I think he's coming from the stance of, well, like, if you're younger than me, you're not going to tell me how to live life. Because I guess, don't you feel like if somebody was 15 and they were trying to tell you, like, the deep meaning of life, or like just whatever, give life advice, Wouldn't you feel a little strange about that?
No, not if what they're saying is good. Because, bro, I was 15 giving people advice, giving people marriage counseling, bro, giving people advice about business, giving people advice about friendships, how to control emotions.
I guess, what if it's unsolicited? Like, if they're just coming over just randomly, like, hey, some shit you need to know.
Here's the thing. What has that 15-year-old gone through?
All right. Oh, shit. All right, I've made a decision. I agree with you.
Why?
Yeah, because, I'm thinking about it. Let's be real.
I mean, no, you don't have to agree with me. That's not what I'm saying.
No, I've just thought about it long enough. Because I can play devil's advocate all day long. But here's what I think is really important. Garyvee says, whatever he says, you can't give me advice. But I think the bottom line is, he doesn't want anybody's advice. He's not open to really hearing if the advice is valid. Right? If advice is valid, advice is valid. It doesn't matter if you're 5 years old. If you say some wise shit, you said wise shit. You don't have to literally be old age to be wise. But what Garyvee, I'm really not the type of person who wants to hear people give life advice. Of course, I love to give it. But at the same time, if I hear it, I can respect it and I can acknowledge it. And, Gary's the type of person who he's hard line on some shit. He says he's not. But once he's made up his mind on certain shit, and I think that's part of, upholding an image, right? You can't waver. You can't go back and forth. You've got to say what you mean. And then once somebody questions you about it, you've got to defend your previous stance or you have no credibility. No, now you're a flip-flopper. You're fucking, what do they call it, a bedroller?
I don't even know. I don't know. Two-faced?
It's just
Not two-faced. Hypocritical?
Yeah. Can't be trusted.
Here's the thing, right? I would never go give Garyvee business advice because he's a badass. And you can't deny that. He's got the numbers, he's got the credit, he's got the stats, whatever you want to call it. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. Garyvee could be 22 years old back whenever he was blowing up his dad's winery. And if I ran into Garyvee and he was 20, 23, I don't know how old he was. I don't know a story like that. But
yeah,
even back then when he was just starting to do his thing with his dad.
Mm-hmm.
He did what, 50 million in sales? That was the story or something?
I mean, it's
whatever it is.
Large numbers.
Let's say I caught him 2 weeks into that and the guy had done 2 million in sales. And let's say I'm 30, but that guy's 21. I would look at his track record and say, I'll pay you to learn. Please, let me buy you dinner. Let's go sit down right now because you've acquired knowledge. Bro, I've met people who are younger than me that have taught me something. The same way that I've met people who are 3 times my age. And I'm just like, how did you get here? How do you have a family?
Right.
What are you doing? So that's why I challenge that idea because I feel like with Garyvee, he should have stated that as you can't be 25 giving, because let's see,
business advice,
whatever it is, business advice, just whatever you are. See, to say 25 is the part that bothers me because I'm 21, and if I was to open the door right now to the shit going on in my life, people would be like, what the fuck? From multiple directions. They'd be like, that guy needs to chill out. Some people would think, oh, I'm not doing enough. Some people would think, oh, that guy's behind. Whatever it is.
Or he's going the wrong way.
Right.
And
one of the things that I've been learning from meeting all the people, from doing a timeshare, from meeting you, is that I'm a really small fish. I'm a way smaller fish than I thought I was, number one, and I got a lot to grow. Whereas up until that point, I had thought that I was doing pretty good with my life, and I was pretty advanced. But in reality, it's all about comparison. And I know they can say comparison is the thief of joy, whatever. But what are you putting something up against? So if you put my channel up against someone like Joe Rogan, someone like Garyvee, I'm not shit. Not because my content's not shit, but because I don't have the track record. I haven't had Elon Musk smoke weed on my show. I haven't had any of that. Yeah. But
you don't have the subscribers.
But someone could look at my show and feel like they gain more out of it than someone else, or vice versa. So what I'm trying to say is I hate that he said, if he said you can't be, I don't know, he would never say this. I don't think anyone would ever say this because to call someone a nobody is just wrong. But if he was to say you can't be like a nobody and give life advice, or you can't be unsuccessful and give life advice.
Or unpopular
opinion, whatever. I'd be like, okay, I see where this guy's coming from. But to say 25-year-old life coach, fuck that. And then you got like a couple hundred people in the room sucking his dick who are like, yeah, you can't be 25. I didn't start my business till I was 30. Bro, I'm 21 and I'm already like, you're limited yourself, or you're trying to comfort yourself with the fact that you didn't do enough in the right time. So you want to comfort yourself with the fact that it's okay because I'm here now and I'm this age and I acquired this knowledge. But bro, I've met people who are, bro, this guy that went to my high school, man, I won't say his name on here because I don't know if he'd be cool with that, but he's literally in the MLB right now because he's really good at baseball.
Mm.
You know, his name's Will. I won't say his last name, but his name's Will. I didn't know him at all, but I have friends that knew him. And that's like someone going up to him and saying, you didn't play in college, so you're not really professional. You know what he's going to tell them? He's going to tell them to fuck themselves because he has an MLB contract with, I don't know what they're called, but he was like the 60th draft pick or 40th. Like, you know, he got drafted out of high school. Like, what?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You kidding me? The guy's signing a couple $1 million contracts. So what if someone went up to him? What if Garyvee, right, went up to him and said, yeah, no, he doesn't know how to play baseball because he hasn't endured the tradition of baseball and all this shit that has to do with the timeline. Garyvee's right. Maybe you don't know as much about, you know, the forefathers or wherever the hell, or the technical analysis of the sport due to a long career, whatever it is. But to tell a guy that he can't go give advice or that you can't be a 25-year-old life coach, that's bullshit, man, because that's what I'm trying to transition my show into, or that's what my show is. I'm trying to give people advice. I'm trying to give people positive reinforcement about the stuff that I've realized that I apply in my life daily and that I've seen success with. And one of those things is redefining everything in your, redefining what success even is, redefining what fulfills you.
Right.
So that's the only reason that bothers me, because it's very limiting to a person who hasn't started their journey.
So you feel like, in a way, he's fucking talking to you. Ah, fuck it, cut it out.
Bro,
you feel like he was kind of like, took a personal shot there?
Yeah, because my track record is different. And I'm not talking about my timeshare track record, my life track record. Right. Things that I've done in my life that people will never know about me. But I've acquired skills through all of that. Whether that's working good under pressure, whether that's dealing with anxiety, whether that's, you know, high-level persuasion skills, high-level emotional intelligence, having a high-level cultural intelligence, being able to analyze situations, situational awareness, knowing how to, you know, de-escalate a situation, knowing how to save your life, things like that. Like, what I'm trying to say is, you don't learn until you learn.
All right. I'm with it. I've got a little clip pulled up because I want you to see it like in the flesh. But what I do remember, I'll just add to what I've already said. He said something along the lines of, you know, I've lost it. I had it. It was basically, I think what he was saying was, he didn't want to be seen as a motivational speaker. He doesn't like getting that kind of title. And he says, and then I think he somehow combines the point, right? It's like, I don't want to be seen as a motivational speaker, but yet there's actually people who are trying to be seen as motivational speakers and they're fucking 25 and they haven't lived life. They're trying to be, but he uses the term life coach and lived life. He does that purposely.
Here, I just want to say one thing before we start this.
Go ahead.
But how old was Garyvee when he did his dad's winery thing? Do you know?
It was after he was, I mean.
Was it after he was 25?
It was. But
well, there you go. That's his life.
But he's saying, yeah, I guess the thing is he probably could have gave us advice. Like, he had to have the mindset, because advice comes from your mindset. And for him to.
And experience.
Well, yeah, but I mean, your experience is what develops your mindset, right?
100%.
So he's had the mindset, and like, so he's basically saying we shouldn't have listened to him when he was 25. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but that's look, if Garyvee look, I have mad respect for Garyvee because he's done shit that I haven't done with my life. Maybe one day if I do things that I feel like are comparison, then I'll say, oh, man, I feel at an equal level. But right now, no, that guy is killing it. And he's changed a lot of people's lives that I've met personally. But I would have loved to see him do that whole wine thing with his dad at 21, like I am, and then go on to say, oh, you can't be a 25-year-old life coach. I was making millions, turned my dad's winery around, but it wasn't until I became 25. Then I'd be like, oh, okay, I see where this guy's coming from. Because even though he experienced success in his life, he didn't feel like he could preach it yet because he needed to feel a certain level of maturity or whatever it was. But the fact that he didn't start to become successful in his life until after 25, that he feels like nobody can give life advice until they're at least 25 is stupid to me. Because I've given people life advice that has changed their life. And I don't need to bring someone in. I don't need to record it. I don't need to have them on the show. I know it. Well, I know it to myself.
Well, maybe it's specifically towards life coaches. So
I mean, yeah, if you label yourself as a life coach, that's...
Well, let's see what he says.
Like, what the hell?
So, you know, like, ever since, like, just this year, I've been watching you. You and Sal Lopez are, like, my main guys. So when I saw that video, I was like, man, it's freaking awesome. And, you know, I've been following Alex Morgan, and you guys are all successful in so many different categories in life and everything. And I feel like I'm following every part of it just besides the, you know, it's hard for me to be patient, and it's like, I want it right away, and I feel like I'm doing everything with reading the books and finding the knowledge and all that stuff, but there's something that's telling me, like, you know, why am I not getting it now? So, like, what's your best advice?
What are you deploying it against?
As in, like, what am I giving it out?
No, what are you trying to, when people, you know, when I hear that, when people are like, why am I not getting it, but what are you sending it towards? Like, getting it, I assume, is the money. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's the
money.
business.
Yeah,
It's fine. I'm very confident. I don't think that's bad. I think it's good. What are you selling?
Well, what our personal brand is called Hero. That's how we ever recognize opportunity. So basically, what that entails.
You're in the spot that you know I'm visceral against. 25-year-old life coaches is a bad business.
Yeah.
Straight up, right to your fucking camera. Like, that's why you're not getting it.
Okay. No, okay, that makes sense.
now, if you deploy that brand against a belt buckle, like a product, a service, like there's, do you know how many 25-year-old life coaches there are? All of them. Like, everybody's throwing up fucking inspirational quotes on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's why. It's supply and demand. Like, that's the issue at hand.
So it's just not, it's
Alex
technically
makes
not a
money in
tangible
MLM.
product. Yeah.
Like, you know,
100%,
and doesn't want to anymore. That's why he reached out to me. Like, because that's a tough
We're
thing.
back.
Hell yeah. See, I wish I was in this guy's shoes right now. The guy in the suit. Because I would have raped this video right here.
Liquor store first. Like, I had something to sell. What I was doing and believed in Snapchat, if I was running Wine Library now, we would be doing wine content on Snapchat. Like, I had something to sell.
Okay.
I think the biggest problem is people like, and this is so common, and I want you to win, so I'm giving you advice.
Yeah.
I got this brand. You know, like, there's so much noise. Like, you know, and so, like, I guess the question becomes, where are you sending them to? Like, do you want them to pay you consulting or mastermind, or is that?
Yeah, okay, I agree with this. Here, can you pause this real quick?
At the end, you know, it's up.
No, I agree with this 100%. Because what is a motivational speaker? How do you transition that into somebody feeling like they should give you money? I agree with that 100%.
Oh shit! Just got an alert here on the watch. Heart rate rose above 120 BPMs while you seem to be inactive for 10 minutes. So
I got you hype.
yeah, maybe
Oh yeah.
there was other culprits.
Oh yeah, Jewel.
It was both. Yeah.
Here, look. I completely agree with this because, like, no offense to this guy in the suit. I mean, he's talking to Garyvee, so he's doing better than me.
Yeah, he's
But if
figured
that
something
guy,
out.
if that guy went and started a podcast, or if that guy started a YouTube channel or something to, you know, imagine his content, his hero thing, his program, right? Imagine if that was like bullets. If the YouTube channel would be the gun, so now you can shoot, you know?
Right.
So that's how I feel about my podcast. I'm not over here trying to go do seminars or like, no, I'm not there yet. What do I have to give you? Who am I? Who's this guy? Charbel Milan? Get the fuck out of here. But I started a podcast because I want to try to grow an audience through the podcast. And the thing about me is I've never once promoted my podcast ever, and I never will, because I want the people to find it, to find it on their own, to have a reason, to be a part of a space, so that ultimately you're building a real audience, so that 2 years from now, 3 years from now, if I want to have some sort of event, it wouldn't be a motivational speech and it wouldn't be a seminar. But if I were to have an event where you can interact physically, I'd have a platform. The same way if Joe Rogan or Garyvee, they go out and they do whatever it is, they have a platform. So I completely agree with what he's saying right now. What is this guy selling? Like if this guy came up to me and said, Hero, help everyone respond to opportunities or whatever his thing was, right?
Right.
I'd be like, okay, what have you done? Do you have a business? Have you ran multiple businesses? You do relationship consulting? Okay, so how many marriages have you fixed? Have you talked people out of suicide? Have you ever been depressed yourself and came out of that without the use of drugs, therapy, or alcohol? You know, those kind of things.
Right. So you do agree with him?
No, I agree with his conversation with this guy. Because, like, I mean, bro.
But it sounds to me like you're not in it to sell anything. You're just.
I'm not. I'm in it to.
But do you see it as something to monetize eventually?
Dude, no. If it monetizes itself, hell yeah. But look, a time shared has been the one thing in my life that I have done that is not wrapped around money. And that's why I love it. That's why in 3 months, I'm almost at 20 videos. That's why I don't care to drive an hour here because I love this. This is like a drug to me because we're experiencing, it's called the time shared for a reason, man. We're spending time. So when I leave here today, who cares what happens in my life? I could go on to be a no one. I could go on to be someone. To even define that, once again, its own thing. But
I'm no one, by the way.
This happened. I'm no one.
No.
Oh, yeah, you're no one.
That's my rap name.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. But yeah, this happened. This conversation happened. And we shared time, a time shared. And if someone else can come tune into this and get value in a way that me and you will never know, that me and you could never monetize, what if we go, God, I love Tupac's quote. I don't know it precisely, and I'm sorry if I butcher it, but it has something to do with, I don't think my music will change the world, but my music will spark the mind that does change the world. Something like that. And I just love it. Because, not to kind of down on myself, but bro, like, I've tried the rap thing out. I've tried a bunch of things out, and I boxed back in the day. I can kick some ass, but I'm not good at basketball. I'm not good at football. I can't sing. I don't think I got anything going for me. But you know what? I've never had a problem communicating my thoughts. And that might sound like the most simplistic thing, right? Anyone can communicate their thoughts. But for me, I just feel like I have a really high empathy in a way that I understand almost subconsciously how to say what I'm trying to say in a way that the person in front of me gets it in their own personal way, touches them. The message is transferred. So in doing so much of that over my life, man, and just helping a lot of genuine people that I care about and seeing people that I care about succeed, it just feels so good that I want to share it. I want to collaborate with other people who are innovating, they're getting creative, and they're out here chasing their dream. They're not listening to, I got to wait till I'm 25, or I can't start a business till I take this course, or till I'm 30, or, I got to get through college. And then no, man, you can do it today. You can get up and change your life today. You can. You really can, because you are your life. You are perception. So everything that's happening to you is happening to you. The same way you can change everything that's happening to you. I saw a video today of this idiot. He went to court to stand in front of a judge for a simple marijuana possession charge.
Smoking the weed.
And he
saw that.
sparked it. Yeah, it was on World Star, right? He sparked a joint in the middle of the court. What did you do, bro? What was the point of that? You're 20 years old and you're just representing the group of people that's trying to rise above that. Like, what he was trying to represent didn't line up. Because if he would have stepped out, look, he manipulated his space in a way that fucked him over. So right now, yeah, my bad. I tend to get loud. Right now, that guy's in jail.
No, it's good. I can turn it right down. It's no big deal.
Right now, that guy's in jail. And he's probably like, wow, I could have easily got to find some, community service hours, and that could have been just story of my life. Oh, I thought about lighting a joint. Oh, I should have. But he did. So he manipulated his space the same way he couldn't have. And then he would have got out of there. He wouldn't be in jail right now, and things would have been resolved and cool. So
what if he was going to jail?
He wasn't. It was a simple marijuana charge.
What? It wasn't. Was it like a ticket? Where was he?
No, it was a simple misdemeanor marijuana charge from what I saw. Maybe my source was a lie, but he was just there to stand before the judge. He was in a courturroom with a bunch of other people who were there. They got caught with minor possession, speeding.
So he's gonna get like probation and ticket.
Maybe not even. maybe, I don't know what state it was, but it literally looked like the guy had like an eighth on him. Like the guys, you know, like hurry up, you know, other people are trying to get on, that kind of thing.
Right.
And this dude just sparks a joint. Because if he was about to go to jail, that means they would have had him in holding. That means he wouldn't have had a joint on him, you know? But what I'm trying to say is that guy ultimately manipulated his space to fuck himself over. The same way that if someone's struggling in their life right now, they're struggling in a relationship. Look, I'm not a guru. I don't know shit, but I take results that I get and I reapply them and take those results and reapply them and advance them and work on them. And eventually it gets to a point where it's a habit, and then you apply it in every situation. And then you got like a couple, like 50, 60 different habits that you're constantly applying, that you're constantly looking out for. And people think, just like this guy with his hero thing, how to recognize an opportunity. There's no recognizing an opportunity. There is no opportunity. Opportunities are constantly happening. It's just, are you setting yourself up to recognize the opportunity? Because there have been so many times where I'll see someone, they got a limited edition car. I'll see someone wearing a jacket with a specific logo, and I'll go talk to them. I'll say, yo, man, I remember one time XYZ was wearing that jacket, and we had a joke, and, oh, what's your name? Oh, what's your... And next thing you know, you have a connection, and then a year later, you broke down somewhere, and you hit them up, remembering that they had that model car also, and what was your problem with your... And there's so many little things that have happened in my life that was the result of just taking a step that made me uncomfortable that other people aren't willing to do. Whew. I'm telling you, man, this is the kind of shit that goes on in my mind constantly, but I feel like it can go on in anyone's mind. I don't think there's anything special going on. It's like, have you heard the theory where they talk about, like, it's not a theory, it's true, but they shoot the laser and then the particles, it's quantum physics pretty much, where when they're being observed, the atoms, they separate differently than when they're not being observed. Like when they're not being observed, I think they just go through 2. And then when they're being observed, like someone's watching the laser shoot through the little slit, it divides into like 6. It was some weird thing. But it just has to say that perception, consciousness affects what's happening. So if you can get people to realize the problems they're having, you also can help them realize that they have the answers to fix them. Because I had the answers to fix mine. Because I've helped other people fix theirs. Everybody has everything they need. And society is set up to make you think that you need to buy a product, that you need to buy a course, that you need to...
Yeah, that's what Garyvee is talking about. He's saying, like, what do you have to sell? And I mean, I know you agreed partially, but I guess that's where the big fucking question comes into play. What really matters? Is it the questions that Garyvee has answers for, or are we talking about like getting over depression? Are we talking about like what the fuck is life?
We're talking about everything, man.
Yeah. So if we're doing that, like, but once you start to involve money into the equation, that's where it gets tricky. If somebody's saying, I want to figure out how to be happy without money, but
even with money, because look, you know what I'll tell them? I might not have the credibility to tell you exactly how to, multiply your money, right?
Right.
But I guarantee you, I can help you get into the best mindset that you can be in that will ultimately lead you to multiply your money in the best way.
Hey, I like the sound of that.
Because that's all anything is. I don't have the skills for everything.
But what if I said, hey, I want you to, like, can you sell me that?
No, but I don't want to sell it to you.
But I'm like, but I want it. I know you're not gonna.
Oh yeah.
What if you didn't have time to like, just really give me that advice?
That's what the show's for. I get to have other people on who are also doing that in their own way, and they get to share it, and I get to pick out the things that I see that are familiar.
Yeah, but like, okay, what if I'm watching the show and I think, fuck, this guy sounds like he knows what he's talking about. I want to get in touch with him, like, personally, and I want to explain what's going on with my life. Like, I want him to literally give me, like, some personal insight and give me some help. Like, if...
You know what's crazy?
If I want to do that, I mean, you're telling me you do it for free, but...
No, whoa, hell no. I'm saying I have for people in my life that led me to believe, wait a minute, maybe I'm looking at things in a different perspective that can be shared. But the funny part is that's what I have planned, man. I have plans because a time shared isn't just going to stay as a podcast.
Right.
The podcast is the breakthrough to the people that need it.
Right.
I'm not promoting my show.
The podcast just simply
gives you that positive reinforcement daily.
Well, yeah, it shows you the fact that like there's people out here who are doing it, and you can do it too, at like no matter what. And so, you know, if you want to fucking talk to me personally, that's a whole different situation.
Yeah, and there probably will be a fee for my time. Yeah,
Right.
if I have the credibility. I don't have that right now.
Right. And but what is the credibility?
The credibility is an audience, because an audience of consistent people shows that there is XYZ amount of people that think
Yeah.
that you know what the fuck you're talking about, or
Right.
that have applied what you're saying you know and have had results, so they're tuning in consistently, which is what
Right.
makes them an audience. Because if you get 20 million views on a video, that's not an audience. If you get 15,000 consistent people, that's an audience. Those are the people I'm out for. Bro, I don't care.
So you're trying to build the audience.
I'm trying to build the audience of people that actually get the point.
Right. Well, people who need it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what it comes down to. And man, I hope this isn't like something that happens to all old people. I know you've heard an old person say, well, I remember when I used to have that energy.
Yeah, dude.
Or, you know, people,
I have had.
people, they act like you lose your excitement for life, and you lose your fucking belief in humanity, and you lose this optimistic perspective that you have when you're young. Something happens when you get old.
See, I don't think something happens when you get old. I think that person.
Hold on. Oh, shit.
Here, wait,
Fuck.
maybe if we bring this over and let it hang on this corner, that way there's not a lot of pressure right there.
Okay. I might have to
Perfect.
hold it. So, and that's what we do here on Inspire Distraction. I'm sorry. If you guys have been keeping up with the debate, I mean, the
Hey.
impeachment trial. Speaking of impeachment, you been keeping up with it?
Oh, what? No, fuck that.
Okay, back to the topic of
What?
discussion.
Fuck impeachment.
No, look,
That's all bullshit to keep you
Hey.
constantly.
just like
Catch me outside. How about that?
Yo, she blew up off that.
she didn't even know she said it.
Bro, shout out to her, man.
Yeah.
Low key.
She's
She's
doing-
got people. I admire people like that, because if you have people like, bro, she literally was given like a drop of water and multiplied the shit out of that. Is how I look at that.
Yeah, she's done good. So,
Good for her.
right. But here's what we're talking about. Building an audience.
Oh, no, you're talking about the old person saying, I used
Oh.
to have that energy.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So, you saying the shit you're saying, like, I literally do feel like, and I still do though. I got to give myself more credit than I do, but maybe it's because I've been isolated for a while, just on the hustle, trying to get my shit together. So, like, I just don't hear myself say it as much. But, I mean, I believe wholeheartedly everything you're talking about, but it seems like I feel like I've lost a little bit of that energy over the last 5 years that I got over you. You know what I mean? Like, from 21 to 26, so much has fucking happened. And, I mean, it's like I was a different individual 5 years ago when I was 21. And, but that core belief, that shit that you're talking about, like, I had that. And, you know, that shit gets me excited. But it also makes me feel like, fuck, am I getting old?
You want to know what the problem is?
What's
The problem is that you're looking at it the wrong way. And I'm not saying that you're looking at it literally the wrong way, but you're gauging it the wrong way. Because I didn't pull up here today and say, all right, bet, we're here, we're about to go inside. And it's something that you do for a long time. It's a mindset that you constantly, it's like if you have a bowl and you just come by every day and you throw a grain of rice type shit.
Right.
And then,
You're just moving.
Yeah,
You're
and
doing it.
Maybe you're 21, right? And then you got someone who's 40 and their little bowl of rice is empty. And they're saying, oh, I can't cook a feast. You can't cook a feast until you're at least 30 because I wasn't able to cook a feast with my bowl of rice till I was 30. But I'm like, wait a minute. I have like 4 times as much rice as you. I'm way younger than you, and I could feed a village with knowledge.
Right.
So that's how I look at it. Because people want to sit here. Look, all right. I don't have some magic words to tell anyone at any given time that'll just smack it out of them, right?
But you've got a spirit. You've got an energy about you.
What I have is the one question of why not? Why can't you change? Why can't you fix your situation? One of my favorite things that I've learned from anything, right? Any problem is that every problem has a solution. It's just how much bullshit do you have to go through to get to that solution? Or how much bullshit do you put yourself to get to that solution? People multiply the effect of situations. And don't get me wrong. When certain things happen in life, man, they hurt for a very long time. I've been having some of those things occur right now. I've been very upset about situations that I won't mention, but those are undeniable. But I'm talking about playing the victim. I'm talking about, yeah, but that's that guy, you know, or that's that girl, or yeah, but everyone has always liked her. Like, yeah, well, she gets way more likes because she does. Why? Why are you allowing yourself? Why can't you be like, wow, that person's a badass. I admire that person. How can I get like that? Or how can I get my version of my life up to speed to the level that I feel like would match that? Because the problem is, man, is no one's going to have the same path. No one can reciprocate anybody's plan. You can't, like, I could never have inspired distraction. I could never do what you do because, first of all, you're really good at what you do. And just from seeing you cold start this, it takes a lot of hard work that I don't think a lot of people appreciate that come watch your channel, which I think they should.
Hey, you could do this, by the way. You could do what I do. But I understand your point.
I can tell you've put a lot of time into it, man. I admire it.
point.
I respect it. I really do. Don't let no one walk in here and sit down and just start talking like this isn't shit. This is a nice setup. I don't have this. I want this.
Oh, you're gonna get way more than this, bro.
Dude, who knows? All I'm saying is that
this is not shit.
No.
Just so we're clear.
No, dude, this
This
dope.
ain't shit.
Catch me outside. How about that?
How about that?
You know.
No, this is nice. This is dope. But look, so all right. So let's say that somebody comes to me and they're like,
Sorry, I just had a thought.
Give
I
it to me.
remembered something, but it's right in line. Okay. This is what I've forgotten, and you reminded me. This is why you're here today. You literally, all the other shit we talked about was pointless because I don't bring people around unless I feel like something good's gonna come from it for me. Right? It's what they call reciprocal altruism.
It's called, well, from what I've learned,
It's
called
basically
psychological contract.
Yeah, maybe that too, right? It's like I'm gonna do something good for you somewhat, but I feel like we're both gonna get a similar benefit. Like I think it was an equal exchange of like, okay, I'm gonna reach out to you, knowing that like there's not too many people watching your shit. There's not too many people watching my shit. We're
underdogs.
Same level, yeah,
We're
man.
Underdogs.
And so I was like, you know, it wouldn't hurt me to go out of my way to fucking have him on the podcast, for me to go on his podcast, for us to just sit down and have a conversation, for us to go grab something to eat.
Right.
Like that would be worth it to me because I feel like I'm going to get something out of it, right? So I'm just saying that I'm not, as some people say, Mother Teresa. Like, you know, I don't just do things
For no reason. You want to benefit.
I don't just do good things for no reason. I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry, church. I'm sorry, people.
Hey, man, it's the reality
Like,
of life that people don't want to admit.
It
That's everyone.
gets a little cold out here, and I think there was a time when I was so fucking like full on life that I would just like, I thought that was what we were supposed to do, is just do good things no matter what, even if it like
give.
was negative, you know,
Yeah.
to us. But here's what I remembered. Okay. Like if you just have a good spirit about you and you can bring people up around you, because sometimes people literally just need someone who's in a good mood, someone who's having a good time, who's funny, who's fucking just glad to be alive. They need that around them to remember what's good about life. And there's some people, this is a different topic, but there's some people who they need people around them to work out, to be motivated to work out.
Yeah.
And sometimes the people who are working out are,
Not even applying the skills they're teaching.
I guess here's the thing. If I'm fat, which some people may say that's the case,
You're not fat.
but if I was trying to encourage someone who's bigger than me to work out, and I'm saying, well, look, I work out, so you should work out too. It doesn't seem like I'm going to convince them. Like, it's not a good reason if you're just naturally genetically more in shape than somebody. Like, no matter if you eat the same exact thing, you do the same exact thing, like, they're never going to look like they're never going to be at your size. Then, it would make sense that they wouldn't exactly respect your opinion as much, right? And so, but I used to I would be working out and I would say, this is for that person who literally just could never get motivated to work out. Like, because they know at the end of the day, the result is not going to be what they want it to be. It's not going to be like my result. So the fact that I can even have a better result than somebody else, that's motivation for me to do it and to keep moving forward. So the fact that you can even sit down with the people you can sit down with, have the conversations that you can have, and fucking publish it and put it out there for people to see, then you should fucking do it for the people who literally can't. They don't have the fucking means to even get a phone. They don't have the means to even have internet. Like, there's literally people who would love to do what you are doing. They would love to do what I'm doing, but they can't.
I know.
And I don't want to say like they literally, we like to be optimistic. Like, there's people who can, but
sometimes
there's some situations we call like the outlier, and we have to say, okay, this isn't an ordinary case. We wouldn't ordinarily say this is going to be the example that we uphold, but in some cases, there can be the situation that we have to acknowledge it's a bad situation, and there might not be a way out of it due to, like, it depends where you are. It depends.
That's the thing.
It depends what the government is like around you. I mean, all these things are factored in, but I'm just saying what you're doing, and you said it already. You said it's for the one person who needs it.
Yes.
So, and like when I would work out, I would tell myself that, right? And I would have somebody in mind, like, I'm doing this for this person because I feel like it wouldn't be a benefit to them to do it. So the fact that I can even do it is a blessing. And to ignore like that calling in my spirit to like take advantage of the blessings you have, that wouldn't have been right. And so I'm reminded, even with iNSPIREDistraction, right? If it's something that gives somebody a laugh and that helps them like move towards, it might not move them out of a depression, but if it can at least make them feel better for a moment, like everything that I'm doing here is for those who need it, or that one person who needs it. I don't give a fuck if 1,000 or 1,000,000 or a kabillion ever see it. Like, none of that matters, because each life is just as important as every life.
Yes.
And that's what it's so easy to forget. And we start focusing on numbers. We start focusing on the audience size as a whole. And we start thinking about monetizing. And we start thinking about merchandise. And we start thinking about affiliate. We get so wrapped up in the numbers. And this is everybody, and they all have their own version of it. And we forget how important each individual is, and each individual that we have a relationship with or that we're in contact with, we can't ignore that, and we can't treat that relationship poorly. We have to.
Yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Bro, if no one watches Time Shared, if I go on to make these videos for the next forever and no one watches them, I personally don't care, because I was there. I had the experience. But
Right.
if someone does tune in and that changes them, That's what it was for. That's what the whole mic setup and camera, because what was happening is I was having so many of those conversations on a rooftop, wherever location that, you kind of look around and you're like, wow, this is pretty cool. A lot of people don't get to be in this situation, right? I was having a lot of those, and they were just going to waste. Well, they weren't going to waste because I was consuming them, right? But I was like, maybe someone else can get something out of this, and maybe I can push to create more of these because they were happening naturally. And those are the situations that I'm telling you about that make me feel like I have my own personal knowledge about what I talk about, because I'm not trying to reach anyone. Like that guy with the Garyvee. He's a life coach. He makes ads about come check out my, what the hell? Like, why? Like, I'm never going to do that ever. If I got 10 people and they tune in all the time, I'm doing it for those 10 people and shout out those 10 people. People like Seamus.
But you don't want to advertise it. You don't want to.
Hell no, never will.
You don't want to push the fact that you have a good attitude about life. You
don't. No, that's not true. No. I don't want to advertise the platform.
Well,
I don't care to seek monetization. I'm working on other things in my life to make money. I don't care about. I'm not, because that's fake, man. People can see that. People can see that. Oh, this guy tunes in to do a show because this is his paycheck. He pays his bills with this. Versus someone who's like doing so much other shit with their life. And then they do the podcast, and now it's giving value to people. Now it's providing maybe not value to people, but it's providing a platform for other people to come through and provide value.
Yeah,
that's what I admire.
Well,
that's what I want. I don't have it.
No, that's cool.
Well, actually, I do. I got like 3 or 4 people. They've reached out. Well, they've been affected. Shout out to them. They're dope.
Hey, that's fucking awesome.
They're killing it.
I mean, if you ever get the chance to like touch somebody through the web, just through something you did or a video you posted, like. That feels good.
It feels great.
I've done it. I didn't do it on purpose, right? I was just following my heart, and I've made a video because I felt good, and it made somebody feel good. And, of course, like, it's that when you're not trying to do it, obviously, it's definitely better. And if that becomes a paycheck to you, like, oh, I got to log on and, keep the fucking people happy.
That's fucked.
I mean, that's like being a preacher in a way.
And they'll be able to tell, too. That's the thing, man. You'll never gain an audience. Maybe you will.
Well, no, people have done it. People do it. So that's the problem. And that's what Garyvee talks about. I think that's his whole point. It's like,
yeah, no, I agree with Garyvee on that. If you're a life coach because that's your job, you're an idiot. But and I said that personally, no matter who you are. But
catch me outside. How about that?
How about that? But if you've done a bunch of things in your life and you later were like, whoa, like not only did I do these things that a lot of other people not necessarily can't do, but haven't been able to successfully do, but I did them in a way that was not only personal, but because it was personal and because it was my way, I can teach that. Then, okay, you should sell a platform. Like, for example, Garyvee. He has seminars. People pay $20,000 to go talk to him. Why?
No. But see, the way he does it, though, is so indirect. Right.
Yeah, he makes you want to come to a show. He doesn't tell you to come to your show.
He doesn't promote like his speaking shit. He doesn't. And I mean, the way they make it seem is like there's just places that are having these special events and they want these keynote speakers. And he just happens to be the guy they call on. It's not like he set up the whole event so he could go speak.
Of course not. But that's what happens when you're doing the right thing.
Right.
Man.
Well, yeah. And so what he's doing is like, it's all indirect. So he's selling his wine, but you wouldn't know about that unless you followed his shit, right? So he's selling all his shit without saying, hey, buy my shit. He's saying,
exactly.
He's saying, hey, you guys shouldn't be running around saying, hey, buy my shit when you really don't have shit that's worth the shit to sell.
Yes, I
and
agree.
At the same time, we're watching him say that, and then we say, oh, who the fuck is he? Oh, he's selling some shit. What are the odds? What's he selling? Oh, wine? I like wine. Oh, it's affordable. And he can mail it to me? Oh, fuck. I need to get some of this shit.
What you just said is why he's a badass, bro. Bro, I love Garyvee. I would love to meet him, and I would love to be able to gain knowledge from him. But that specific statement, I don't agree with. But
right
from the direction that he talked about, I do agree with it.
So
as far as
maybe I worded it poorly.
I mean, yeah, no. What is a life coach, bro? Like, what are you gonna teach me? How to brush my teeth? How to talk to my mom? Like, what is your idea of life?
Sounds like a therapist to me,
bro. To be honest with you, I think I could. I don't know, man. I think I could go in and help a therapist. Not because
Well, I think anybody could. Here's my stance on therapists. I think they have a pretty easy role to play. Like, I can be a therapist when I'm going through a depression, right? Because the key to being a therapist, I believe, is like, so let's say I'm the therapist, you're coming in for a session. All I've got to do is make the entire time that you're here, it's got to be about you.
But see, that's fucked up. That's dry. That's manipulating.
No, it's not manipulating. It's just like sometimes that's what we need. Sometimes we literally need for it to be all about us, and we need to work through what the fuck we're going through, because we can't, it's like too much for us to take on by ourselves.
Okay, I see what you're talking about.
See what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I think that there is a place where.
But you want to know what's sad, bro? And I've been one of these people. And there's a lot of people out there who might watch this, who might not, who might never even know I said this, bro. But there's a lot of people who are going through really bad depression, and they will never have someone there to take it on with them. And I was one of those people. But you know what? I played the victim card. I pitied myself. I did all that shit.
What, like all internally? Just to yourself?
No, yeah, just to myself. I got into, addictions, all the shitty ways that I tried to cope, right?
Did you know that that's what was happening? Were you consciously aware that you were in depression and you were like messing around with these addictions to get over whatever it was?
No, that's not how it works.
So you didn't realize it at the time?
No, it's when you look back, you're like, oh, wow, I was living like shit. When you hit rock bottom, when you get to a point where you got to turn around. And the thing is there's a lot of people going through depression, and they will never get to sit down with a therapist on Tuesdays and Thursdays paying a $250. They don't have that luxury.
Right.
So that's what my channel is all about. Is you got YouTube, it's free. You have Apple Podcast if you have an iPhone, it's free. You have Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Everywhere that there's podcasts, I have my platform on there.
Right.
Thanks to my, RSS feed host. But
hey, shout out to that.
Yeah.
What is that?
Do you put your podcast on Apple Podcasts?
I don't put mine now.
You don't do the audio?
The one I was telling you about, the fantasy league, yeah, theirs is on, I put it on Anchor, and then.
Well, see, that's a host, I think, right?
Oh, is that what you were saying your host was?
Yeah, because you got to have it on a host, and then you link the RSS feed to the different, platforms, and then it transmits the RSS feed. And you just pay the host to hold your. Yeah.
Oh, you pay for it?
Yeah, I do.
Anchor's free.
Yeah, it is, but I like what I got. It's only $20, and I'm used to it.
You just like to pay for something that's free just because you're used to it?
I like how it works. I like how it works. Ooh. It's like really, it's really user friendly.
Have you used Anchor?
I haven't used Anchor, but
so your argument's not valid.
My argument's not valid, but
so you should look into Anchor.
I enjoy the product that I use. I mean, maybe I'll look into Anchor, but
all right, here's just a quick, right? I love this. So you would agree that we should be open-minded. It's good to be open-minded. Sometimes,
yes,
by being closed-minded, we're limiting ourselves and we're keeping ourselves from growing or becoming just slightly better in some areas.
Yes.
Okay, so all I'm saying is, if you were being open-minded, or if you're being closed-minded, you're probably just going to be like, I enjoy what I'm using. Why would I use Anchor? Fuck that.
Yeah, but I don't want to lose everything I've put on there.
Well, but you could.
I got like 20-something episodes. I got like almost, by the time I edit the one. Yeah, dude. And plus ours, that's like 19. Well, I would lose all that just to save $20.
You can't upload them?
But why would I go through the hassle of doing that?
Is it $20 forever? $20 a month.
$20 a month for a service. Because, man, here's the thing.
Anchor's doing the service for free.
I know, but I'm going to lose the content. If there's a way to transfer that over, then I'm 100% on that move.
That's what I would, I'd look into that. No. How to transfer the content, because...
No, of course I'll use Anchor then. What the hell?
I mean, I'm
saving money.
Yeah, $20 a month.
But from what I know, I'm going to have to lose my content. I'm going to have to lose, my statistics and stuff that they provide me.
When did you find out about Anchor?
Right now.
You just found out about it?
I don't know about Anchor.
You've never heard about it?
No.
I had never heard about it either, honestly. I thought you had to literally, I had to go to Apple Podcasts and just pay Apple their fee.
No.
But you're paying one service to stream to all the places.
Yeah, but they don't just provide me the stream. They provide me the cloud storage. Like, they store my hours. Because Apple and Spotify, they don't want to hold your hour. They just allow for the people to download it. So if someone's downloading your episode, where's that coming from? So I pay for 500 hours right now. That's what $20 a month is. And then if I paid 40, I get like more hours of like, they hold on to your content for you pretty much.
I'm not sure I understand the difference.
So
you can't go on Apple Podcast and listen to a podcast unless you download it? Is that what you're saying?
no, anyone can go on Apple Podcast and listen to anything. But to get it on Apple Podcast, Apple is not holding everyone's shit. They're just transmitting it. They're providing a platform. Where's that coming from? You have to have a host. And the host is the one transmitting the feed to all these different Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, iHeartRadio.
Right.
Yeah, they just provide the service of someone going on there and using it. But I pay for like someone to hold my content, my hours, I have about like what?
Are they ripping you off, bro? I think they're ripping you off.
I don't know. Maybe they are, but what I'm saying is I've been doing that, and maybe from today forward, I'll change my strategy thanks to you. But all I'm saying is you have to have some sort of host. Let's not get stuck on that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, because you were making an actual point.
What do you mean?
Before we got off on that fucking side spin of...
Yeah. What I was trying to say is that's the whole reason that I even do a time shared is because some people will never have that. So what happens is, right, you get into this position where you're kind of fucked mentally, financially, emotionally, and you're right. You can't just change that for someone. You can't get someone a job. You can't get someone out of debt just like that. Of course not. But what you can do is you can help them get into a mindset that allows for every moment after that to work towards them instead of away from them. Because a lot of the times what I see is these people are in these holes. They're hitting rock bottom, not because they did one mistake, because you have years of habits that you are applying, attitudes, perceptions, or not perception, perspectives on situations, and that's what led you to get to where you are. So what my show is all about is showing people that you can just change your mindset and you change your life. Not literally, but in that moment forward. And if that positive mindset that I can't do it, I'm gonna fucking make it work. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna figure out why. Alexis Montoya said that, and I haven't been able to let go of that since I talked to him. Had him on the show, Alexis Montoya. Shout out, Lex. He said, well, fuck, if it doesn't work, I go in there, I see why, I change it, fix it, and then I fucking make it work. Because I got to pay rent. Because I just moved down to downtown Atlanta. And I looked at him and I was like, wow, that's a great mindset. Or that's a great way to explain a mindset. They're like, bro, I don't care what your situation is because you can get out of it. Well, I said that pretty wrong. I care for the situation. But I mean, like, I don't care as if, like, that situation is gonna, oh no, well, it's not gonna work because I don't care what your situation is. Anybody that's going through anything in this world has some sort of mindset, and that mindset can be improved, and their situation can be better. Not financially. I'm not saying you're gonna have a bunch of, whatever the hell you want around you. If you're a dude, chicks. If you're a girl, a bunch of guys. But whatever it is that you want, or whatever it is that people think that people want. I'm not saying that you're just gonna, oh, I changed my mindset and now I'm making 20 grand. People that are trying to sell you that are full of shit. I'm telling you that I can help you by showing you that there's other people who are also doing this. And through doing that, over a long period of time, they've achieved XYZ.
Right.
They've started a podcast like right now.
Well,
like,
see, and
that's the whole point we had you on today. Because you're going to go inspire someone else to start a podcast or someone else to be like, damn, I got impeached when I was president, or I never even made president. Right. But fuck that, because so did, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, some people, they're going to be fucking talking shit, but...
Fuck them, dude. People like that are...
But that's not why we do it. That's not why we do it. And look...
Yeah, well...
At the end of the day...
It kind of is. I mean, hey, man, let's be real. Some of the shit we say is hilarious. We didn't even realize it.
Yeah, well, see, this shit's been so serious. I've been afraid I was going to be offensive if I went to get our water.
Oh, no, man. Dude, I am the most easygoing person ever.
Oh, well, I was trying to find some... shit on here. But I don't know what the fuck happened.
Look, all right? A time shared is going to continue to go on because there is a bunch of people out there that are kicking ass. They're kicking ass,
stop,
bro. They're kicking ass, and all they need is a platform to share with someone else. Hey, I kicked ass this way, so maybe you can get something from that and then kick ass.
Yeah, the fact that you're having people on... The fact that you're having people on who are kicking ass and who don't have cords hanging, like this should have been taped up properly. It's cord management. That's what we're talking about. But no, the fact that you're having those people on is wonderful because
It's a blessing.
yeah, like at the end of the day, if I'm kicking ass, like, it's gonna be hard for me to think, like, unless I just like you as a person, like, why would I want to go on your podcast? Like,
Yeah, that's where networking comes in.
right, and that's the key to this whole thing is like, at the end of the day, whatever your situation is, like, okay, we can say, hey, I was able to meet somebody who's kicking ass, and I didn't just meet them because they fucking felt pity on me, they felt bad for me, and they saw what a shitty life I had. No, I was doing something. I was making moves to get in the position to have them on the show, right? For one, I decided I was going to have a show. Obviously, it took you, just like you were finding yourselves,
It was about like
you were finding yourself in these situations naturally, organically, without having the mics, without having, without being recorded.
and learning myself.
Right. And so you realized, okay, the way to learning and the way to growing is through conversations with people who've already done some shit, right? And so you're going on this journey, and I think this is like part of my thing, right? We're going on this journey. Now, the podcast specifically for me, like, it's about, I want to meet individuals that have already done some shit, that are, they fucking already killed it. And I want to tap into that mindset. How did you fucking do it, right? Same thing you're talking about. How the fuck do you do it? And then by having these conversations over time, we're going to be fucking doing it ourselves, right? But also, we're going to learn, like, from those who already have done it. And so that's the whole point, is the journey for us personally is we're trying to figure out a lot of the same things that those people who are watching this are trying to figure out. Like, what the fuck's going on with the microphone right now?
Would they have heard that?
That question?
No, me hit the mic?
Oh, I mean, they heard what we heard. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
It was very quiet.
Okay, thank God. I don't want to shatter someone's ears.
No. But, yeah, at the end of the day, like, there are a lot of people who are just like me and you. They just don't have a podcast. They don't have a YouTube channel. And they wouldn't think they were interesting enough to fucking have one anyways. So, like, why do it?
You got to believe in yourself.
Yeah,
If
well,
you don't believe in yourself, no one's going to believe in you.
well, you've got to believe in yourself to the extent that you've got to believe that you're not that different than anybody else. Because sometimes when we hear you've got to believe in yourself, we can think, oh, like, I've got to believe that I'm better than average, or I'm different.
Fuck no, dude. No one is better than anyone. That's the one thing I learned when we were talking about psychedelics. When you do psychedelics, you realize that nobody is shit. No one will ever be shit, and that we're all going to die. So why not try everything out? Not necessarily everything, but why not take a risk? If you have an idea, pursue it.
Right.
Keep going. My bad.
No, don't apologize here on Inspire Distraction.
Catch me outside? Or no.
No, I switched up the bank.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, look. All right. Here's
Hold
the
on.
thing.
I was making a point.
Oh, you're making a point?
Jeez. That's why you apologized, remember?
Oh, yeah, fuck.
Jeez.
We didn't play the thing. That's why.
Fuck.
Oh, well.
What was the point?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to go for it. I think I know what it was. We have to realize that it's hard for us to believe that there's people just like us, that there's people who are going through life and they haven't got it figured out. And they don't know what the fuck to do, so they get on YouTube and they're like, they're looking for some answer or something. But even if they're not looking for it, even if they just come across this, it's about these people understanding, look, we have a podcast and we have YouTube channels, but we don't really know what the fuck we're doing. But we feel like, and we do believe, that these conversations that we're having, those are going to be positive and they're going to be productive and they're going to be conversations that lead to something good in the long run. Like, in the big picture, we think having conversations is what leads to our overall success. Having conversations with people that are a little bit wiser than us, or who at least are like-minded enough to encourage us, right? I mean, maybe that's what it's all about. It's let's have a conversation that encourages me to keep moving forward, even though the journey seems a little bit unclear. I'm not sure where I'm going, but I know that if I just stick with it, that it's going to result in something good. And I think a big part of staying motivated in this crazy world that we live in is surrounding ourselves, even if we're not surrounding ourselves, but at least making an effort to get around people who will encourage us, making an effort to get around individuals who have, you know, that we feel like we look up to, or we feel like inspire us, right? We need to have those, like, we need to make an effort to not be the smartest person or or the funniest person in our group, right?
Yeah.
Or
you know the saying, you don't want to be the smartest guy in the room. There's nothing to learn.
Absolutely. And you also don't want to be the most optimistic person in the room.
Yeah, you're the one that gets killed first.
Yeah. So, hell yeah, I know you got to go, man.
Yeah, I know, fuck.
And you know how my fiance gets. Yeah. I'm just kidding. You haven't met her. She's a lovely lady. And
I haven't met her. She's fantastic.
Yeah, I can't wait till you guys get to meet. She might actually be here just in time.
Yeah, I know. I wish I didn't have this meeting. I would sit here and we would fucking go.
Yeah, but hey, fucking, y'all check him out. Give him your fucking love. It's Charbel Milan. Milan.
Just like the city.
Charbel Milan, just like the city. You can find him on YouTube at A Time Shared. Check him out on Instagram, A Time Shared. Whatever podcast platform that you use, if it's Apple Music, if it's Spotify,
anything, any
of it, you check them out. A Time Shared. I'm telling you, you want to see people who've done shit, well, they're on his show.
Hey.
And they're not like old men that happen to be white and in a suit. Not that those kind of people are not invited to the show, but the point is, he's talking to people just like me and you.
Yes.
He's talking to people just like me and you. All right? And look, they proved it.
Yes.
The proof is there. They've done it.
Hey, man, thank you so much for giving me a platform to speak. And you know what? No one ever listens to this. We got to have this conversation. It was fantastic. And let's hit the jewel one more time for that.
Oh, yeah, let's jewel out of here. And it reminds me, something I say on every show, except for the shows I forget to say it. This message right here, this is for... Oh, fuck. This... Son of a bitch.
They got to get the message.
This whole episode... Son of a bitch. This whole episode right here, this is for what we call the back catalog.
Bet.
Right? Nobody's going to watch this right now. Not today, not tomorrow. But in a couple years, when we fucking build the audience, when we've got over 1,000, well, at least over 500 episodes, when we're fucking doing big work, that's when people are going to start coming back to these videos.
I know, right?
And they're going to watch this shit, and hopefully they're even more motivated at this point. But what I always like to do is I like to give a big shout out to yours truly, because I'm talking to me, I'm talking to you, who is me, in the future, which is now. Oh yeah.
All right, I have one last thing to say.
Let's do it.
Anybody can achieve anything. If anyone's telling you that you can't do it, then they've ultimately identified that they can't keep up, so all they can do now is try to hold you back. Fuck anyone who's a hater, but we welcome all haters, because you know what? I understand. Thank you so much. It's been Charbel Milan. Thanks for having me.
Yo, and this is Inspire Distraction.
Hey.